collectors are paying huge money for rare Sacagawea and Millard Fillmore dollars. From edge lettering mistakes to double dies, your ordinary coin could be worth thousands. Check your change today. The 2010 Millard Fillmore $1 coin may not be a coin that many people talk about every day, yet it carries within it one of the most fascinating stories of modern U.S. coinage. On the surface, it appears to be part of the presidential $1 coin program, a series that ran from 2007 through 2016, honoring each U.S. president in the order they served. Millard Fillmore, the 13th president, was honored in 2010, and his coin joined the lineup with the same golden-colored manganese brass composition as the others in the series. To most people, it was just another modern dollar coin that looked nice but never really circulated heavily. But collectors know better, because in the minting of these coins, errors slipped through, transforming what was supposed to be an ordinary piece of pocket change into a prized collectible. Some of these error varieties have gone on to sell for jaw-dropping amounts, with the rarest and most pristine examples bringing prices anywhere from $55,000 to $135,000 at auctions and private sales. To appreciate why this coin is so valuable, it helps to understand the background of the presidential $1 coin program. The program was introduced to generate new interest in dollar coins and to honor each American president with their own portrait on a coin. The obverse side of the 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar features a portrait of Fillmore, designed and sculpted by Don Everhart of the U.S. Mint. His name, the years of his presidential term, and his order as the 13th president are all inscribed. On the reverse side is the familiar Statue of Liberty design, also by Everhart, which was used on every coin in the series. What made the presidential $1 coins particularly unique was their edge lettering. Instead of the usual smooth or reeded edge, these coins carried inscriptions on the edge that included the mottos "In God We Trust" and "E Pluribus Unum," as well as the year of minting and mintmark. This feature was supposed to be a modern innovation, but it also opened the door to one of the most famous and valuable types of minting errors in recent history. When the first presidential $1 coins were released in 2007 featuring George Washington, collectors quickly discovered that some coins had been released without any edge lettering at all. These so-called godless dollars became an overnight sensation. Instead of being rejected as mistakes, they became valuable collectibles. Ever since then, collectors have paid close attention to the presidential $1 coins, searching for similar mistakes and varieties. And that brings us back to the 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar. By the time Fillmore's coin was issued, the mint had already improved its processes, but mistakes still happened. Some Fillmore dollars came out missing their edge lettering completely. Others were struck with partial lettering, doubled inscriptions, or misaligned text. These varieties turned an ordinary dollar coin into something collectors couldn't resist. The most dramatic and valuable of these errors are the completely blank edge varieties. A normal 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar should have the edge inscriptions running neatly around the rim. When those inscriptions are missing, the coin takes on a sleek, almost mysterious look. To the untrained eye, it might just look like a smooth edge, but to a collector, it screams rarity. Because of how few escaped the mint this way, such coins are incredibly scarce, and when they appear at auction in mint condition, they can command prices well beyond anyone's imagination. The most prized examples, graded at the highest levels by professional services like PCGs or NGC, are the ones that push into the six-figure range, where bidding wars can drive the final sale between $55,000 and $135,000. Even other varieties of the 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar are worth significant amounts. Coins with doubled edge lettering, where the inscriptions appear twice overlapping each other, are particularly fascinating. They tell the story of the coin being fed through the edge lettering machine more than once, creating a ghostly doubled effect. To error collectors, this is a kind of minting fingerprint that makes each coin unique. Then there are coins where the lettering is completely upside down compared to how it should be, or partially missing, with only fragments of words visible. Each variation tells a different story about the minting process, and each variation brings in serious value compared to the ordinary version. What makes the 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar even more exciting is that it is a modern coin. Unlike rare 19th century silver dollars or gold coins, this is a piece from just a little over a decade ago. It's a coin that many people still have in their collections, sitting in boxes or jars, not realizing that they might be holding on to something rare. The presidential $1 coins were never heavily used in everyday commerce, but they were released in rolls and bags, which means a lot of people have them tucked away. The possibility that one of those coins could be an error worth $55,000 to $135,000 keeps collectors and treasure hunters searching through their stashes with excitement. Millard Fillmore himself is not the most well-remembered U.S. president, but his coin has become one of the stars of the presidential series thanks to these errors. It's almost ironic that a president who is often overlooked in history is represented by a coin that collectors pay enormous attention to. Fillmore, who served from 1850 to 1853, became president after the sudden death of Zachary Taylor. His presidency was marked by the controversial Compromise of 1850, which attempted to ease tensions between the North and South. While historians debate his legacy, collectors of the 2010 Fillmore dollar know that his coin carries a legacy all its own in the world of numismatics. The thrill of owning one of these coins lies not just in its monetary value, but in its rarity and the story it tells. Imagine the journey of one of these error coins. Struck at the mint in Philadelphia or Denver, sent out in rolls, overlooked by countless hands, and then one day recognized by a sharp-eyed collector who realizes it has no edge lettering. That moment of discovery, when someone realizes they are holding a coin worth tens of thousands, is the kind of moment that keeps collectors passionate about their hobby. It's a reminder that treasures are still out there, waiting to be found. Professional grading plays a huge role in cementing the value of these coins. A coin authenticated and encapsulated by pcgs or NGC not only assures buyers that the error is genuine, but also preserves the coin in pristine condition. High-grade examples are always the most valuable. A 2010 Millard Fillmore dollar error graded at MS65 or higher can easily enter the five-figure range, and those at the very top are the ones capable of fetching that astonishing $55,000 to $135,000 for collectors. Part of the fascination is knowing that not all errors are equal. A small misalignment or weak strike might be interesting but won't fetch a fortune. But a full missing edge lettering, especially on a coin as modern and limited in error output as the Fillmore dollar, is a jackpot find. That's why stories continue to circulate of coins pulled from circulation or old rolls that end up being life-changing discoveries. The presidential $1 series may not have caught on with the public as everyday currency, but for collectors it has become a hunting ground filled with opportunities. The 2010 Millard Fillmore $1 coin error is a perfect example of how value is created in numismatics. It's not just about age or precious metal content, or even the person depicted on the coin. It's about rarity, condition, and story. A coin minted only a decade ago, made of a base metal alloy, can be worth more than a century-old silver dollar if the circumstances of its creation were unusual enough. That's the magic of collecting. Finding value where no one else thought to look. Every coin tells a story, and the story of the Fillmore dollar is one of surprise, rarity, and discovery. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest treasures are not in hidden caves or locked vaults, but in the most ordinary places. Rolls from the bank, collections passed down from family members, or even coins resting quietly in drawers. With values ranging from $55,000 to $135,000 for the rarest errors, the Fillmore dollar proves that modern coins can still shock the collecting world and reward those who pay attention. The Sacagawea dollar was first minted in 2000 as a replacement for the unpopular Susan B. Anthony dollar. The U.S. Mint hoped the coin's distinctive golden color, smooth edges, and artistic design would capture the imagination of the public. On the obverse side, Sacagawea is depicted carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on her back, an image meant to symbolize courage, guidance, and leadership. On the reverse, the American eagle soars, wings outstretched, representing freedom and strength. The design was striking, unlike any coin before it, and the mint even marketed it with enthusiasm. Yet, as history would show, the Sacagawea dollar did not gain much traction in circulation. Many people chose to save them instead of spending them, and in that hesitation to circulate, the stage was set for a collector's dream, hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered decades later. Among the Sacagawea dollars produced in the year 2000, some astonishing minting errors slipped into circulation. The most famous is the mule error, a bizarre and extremely rare mistake where the Sacagawea dollar's obverse was accidentally paired with the reverse of a state quarter, specifically the Washington quarter. This happened because the dies used to strike the coins were mismatched during production, a mistake that should have never happened but did. Instead of Sacagawea's eagle on the back, the coin bore George Washington's head. The result was a hybrid coin, a piece of U.S. minting history so unique that it became one of the most sought-after modern era coins in existence. Imagine stumbling upon such a coin in your pocket change, not realizing that collectors might fight tooth and nail to pay you six figures for it. In fact, these era coins have commanded auction prices ranging from $60,000 all the way up to $145,000 depending on condition, demand, and rarity. To think that a $1 coin, something most people wouldn't look twice at, could be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a down payment on a house is nothing short of astonishing. But the mule error wasn't the only anomaly that year. There were other striking errors involving weak strikes, misaligned dies, and off-center issues. These don't always bring in six figures, but they add layers of fascination to the 2000 Sacagawea series. Yet the mule error stands at the top of the mountain, often referred to as the Holy Grail of Sacagawea dollars. Fewer than 24 are believed to exist, and each discovery adds to the lore of these remarkable coins. For collectors, the thrill lies not only in the value but in the hunt. Searching through rolls of Sacagawea dollars, inherited coin collections, or even forgotten stashes in dresser drawers has led to discoveries that changed people's lives. Picture someone sifting through their late grandfather's coin box and pulling out what they assume is just another golden dollar, only to realize under closer inspection that something is off, that the reverse isn't what it should be. That's when curiosity transforms into shock, and shock transforms into excitement. A coin they almost dismissed could be worth up to $145,000. Stories like these fuel the passion of collectors and remind us why numismatics isn't just a hobby. It's a journey of discovery. Condition plays a critical role in value. A Sacagawea mule error dollar that's circulated, with scratches and signs of use, can still be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But when one surfaces in mint state or near-perfect condition, the value climbs dramatically, often surpassing $100,000. Collectors and investors alike recognize that these coins aren't just quirky errors. They are extremely limited, historically significant, and destined to appreciate in value. Each one is authenticated, graded, and carefully preserved, ensuring that the tiny mistake made in the year 2000 will live on as a monumental treasure in U.S. coinage. And it's not just about the money. Holding one of these coins is like holding a piece of minting history that defied all odds. The U.S. Mint is known for precision, with countless checks in place to avoid errors. Yet somehow, in the massive production run of 2000, a handful of mistakes broke through, creating coins that never should have existed. To collectors, that makes them not just valuable but legendary. The story of Sacagawea herself adds another layer of meaning. She was a guide and interpreter during the Lewis and Clark expedition, a young Shoshone woman whose courage and knowledge helped shape the history of the nation. The coin bearing her image was meant to honor her legacy. Ironically, the coin's legacy itself has grown larger than life, not just because of its intended design but because of the errors that slipped through. It's almost poetic. Just as Sacagawea became an unexpected hero in her time, the Sacagawea dollar became an unexpected treasure in ours. Think about the engagement factor here. How many people watching this video right now might have one of these coins without realizing it? How many times have we dismissed a golden dollar as worthless, shoved into a coin jar, or left at the bottom of a purse? What if one of those coins is the mule error, the golden ticket of numismatics? That's why collectors always encourage checking your change, looking carefully at every detail, and staying curious. Because one day, you could be the person who turns a $1 coin into $145,000. Auction houses have seen bidding wars erupt over these coins. In some cases, the room is tense with anticipation as collectors and investors push the price higher and higher, each one unwilling to let such a rare opportunity slip away. The gavel finally comes down, and the winning bidder walks away with a coin that's not only rare but also a conversation piece unlike any other. The seller, on the other hand, often leaves with life-changing money, proof that a small piece of metal can carry immense power. So, The next time you come across a 2000p Sacagawea dollar, don't take it at face value. Examine it closely. Look at the reverse. Does it show the soaring eagle, or is something unusual there? Could it be one of those legendary mule errors? If it is, then congratulations, you might be holding one of the rarest modern coins in existence, valued between $60,000 and $145,000. And even if it's not the mule, there's still a chance you've got another error worth far more than $1. That's the beauty of collecting. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth fortunes. This is why the 2000p Sacagawea error coins continue to capture the imagination of collectors across the country. They represent the magic of discovery, the blending of history, rarity, and chance. For some, they're simply coins, but for others, they are keys to unexpected wealth, trophies of persistence, and reminders that even the smallest things can hold the greatest surprises. And maybe, just maybe, as you check your coins tonight, you'll find one. A golden-colored dollar that glimmers a little differently. A coin that turns out not to be worth $1, but instead a staggering $145,000. And that's the kind of story no one forgets.